to where we know the signal works. No?
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, you're cutting out, and we're going
Yeah, I'll
live.
be back. Oh, we're going
No,
live.
go, just get it done. Just get it done. It's fine. People love this shit. It's honestly, this is what people tune in for, is the like cascading, nightmarish.
Well, hello, everybody.
Not that much. Not if you lean into it. You have to. This is like a cold cut. It's
I
kind of
do
like.
get it out of there. Buried in the mind of vents are clear. You good? Hello. Now I've lost you.
No, I'm here. I'm just waiting for this bit to be done.
Alright.
All right, I'm gonna hit the news. All right, we're going live. We're going live. All right, this is a news flash. We've got the Sam and Dad show coming in live. Coming in live. The Sam and Dad show. All right, Dad.
Here we are live in Feral Land. Here we are live
Jesus.
in the deep, deep quartz.
These signals.
What happened? Maybe if I move around, it's not so good.
I don't know. Like every aspect of what we're doing. I don't know. I think it's cool. I just couldn't
Are
be.
we live now?
We're live.
We're live
I'm
in
live.
Feral Land.
We're live in Feral Land. All right, Dad. Welcome to the show. Top of the show. I'll adapt to your bandwidth. Don't worry about it. I do this all the time with clients where I'm like, yeah, I can hear you fine. What's going on? What's the show about today, Dad? What are we cooking?
The show about today, it hinges on a conversation I had earlier today with one of my many brothers-in-law, and we were talking about storm surges in that where he lives near Mackay. People in Australia might know there's been some wild weather there in recent days, and he said that there was a great big rush of sea that ran right up the beach to not way above any idea of high tide. And so we started talking about the idea of the power of wind, the density of air. So that's our main theme today. We take air to just be something that we walk through and breathe and we love it, and maybe we're overburdening it with methane and other greenhouse gases at the moment, but we just see it as something that we live in, and it's actually quite dense in its own way.
The density and power of air. I'm actually, I'm almost, I think there's a word. I'm almost like wind phobic.
There is a word, it's called wind phobic.
Yeah, no, but there's a fancy word that uses the fancy word for wind, and it's a few things. More and more as I've been learning about.
Oh, wait on here. Here we're going feral. So this is live in Feral Land. This is Sam.
Hey, Sam!
Oi, what's going on? Answer your fucking phone, you fucking drongo. How you going, man? How's the family?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You can see me. I'm like, I got my little TV show going on here. I don't know what it
We're
looks
live
like.
streaming.
We're
This is
live
going
streaming on Facebook.
I can see in the bottom corner there.
Yeah. I got a little Twitch stream going on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, welcome to Twitch, baby.
Which is,
I left my phone on the other side of the concrete, so I can't get to it anymore.
Oh no.
that was 6 months ago.
Oh yeah. All right. Well,
I'll be
you're
able
gonna
to
come.
get to it in a couple of hours.
You're gonna come to the wedding though, yeah? Like it's next year now, so you've got time to get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Definitely.
He's going to be one of the doof kings.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, we're bringing like our work. The guys we work with, we do festivals, a bit of festival stuff and whatever. Like it's mostly that like VR. So we're gonna bring out like a little micro like doof setup and like do a little light show and stuff like that. So it should be pretty fun. Like nothing
Awesome.
hectic. But yeah, you and the family, man, definitely. It'll be a family thing as well. But anyway, hey, actually, this is for the stream. So why don't you give us an update? This is you're live on camera. What's going on here? Can you talk us through it, or is it like, is there anything that shouldn't be published to the internet? No, I'm asking him, Dad. I'm asking him. I'm doing the interview.
I know. I'm the cameraman though with dialogue. So here's the stone truck, and there's the concrete mixer, and here's the man whose story it is.
Yeah, just doing the house for Mum. she's not well, so I moved out. I moved into Birmingham and given Mum this place so she can be comfy.
Oh, you're a fucking angel. Is this the property, the same property where we visited you? You know, back in the day. Is this the same place? Where like that
Yeah.
same land? So
Yeah,
have you
we're
built
gonna
this
go
house?
For a walk and we're going to go for
Yeah.
a walk and he's going to give a commentary. Here we go.
All right. How about you
I'll just-
interview Ben, Dad? I'll give up some airtime. You interview Ben. How about that?
Oh, all right. Well,
All right.
Ben, walk us around. He's found his fags. This is where all feral. So whatever you see is what happens in feral land.
This
Well,
is going to be
how does Ben
the
feel about that?
I'm
All
the
right.
cameraman. Ben's the talker.
All
This
right.
is going to be the kitchen lounge room once it's done, but at the moment we'll get there. We're just trying to get Mum in the house because she
Need somewhere comfy.
You need
Yeah, I
a
get
place
you.
to be, a
Yeah, I
place-
get you. I
a
get
quiet
you.
place. A quiet place. So just the setting. Does it grow citrus around here good? Well, let me think now. The setting, mountains everywhere. This is deep in the deep wild bush of Australia. And this is people who love each other and care about each other and are looking after each other. And all of this is just working bees at weekends. And it's absolutely fabulous.
It used to just be, it looked like a shed, now it's a house.
Is this the shed that you
So
were
this
in
is what we've
before?
been-
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is what
fuck.
we've been working on this morning. We've just cast this. Ben's been the concreter, we've all been the labourers, and he looks like the expert fella. Oh, wait on, he's the plasterer. Oh, he's just the painter, the one who hides all the other
Yeah, I'll just
sins.
make it look pretty. They do
That's
the
it.
hard work.
The one who hides all the sins.
We've
Here we
got a
go.
new kitchen.
Oh, looking nice. Fuck yeah. Look at those floors. That looks gorgeous.
Tasmanian blackwood.
Beautiful. And all the gear, we won't walk on there because we've got cement all over us. But yeah, this is all volunteer people who love each other.
Yeah, it's nice. So for context, for everyone back home, we're up in Bega where Dad Brogo. And this is a place that was originally, often what people do up there is they'll build up a shed or somewhere like to get shelter, and then they'll kind of build their own properties from there. So this is about halfway through.
Explaining to his huge audience what's
Yeah.
going on.
And
So
It's pretty much,
Check it out upstairs.
It's act-
Upstairs is almost finished too.
okay, here's the upstairs.
yeah, look at that.
Here's the upstairs camera work. If we lose signal, I'll go back to where we know we've got it.
Honestly, it's better up here.
So if we have a serious party later on today, I'll be sleeping up here. Because we're hoping to do some music
Yeah, fuck yeah. Rock out.
later on.
It's looking
and have
fucking
a-
good.
And have a bit of a feast. So yeah, when I first got here from town 3 months ago, this was still a shed that was kind of gutted and starting to do the basic work. Like we just put these doors in 2 or 3 weeks ago. All the rest of it, it's going to be a lovely little house. It's as good as there. Once the painter's on the job, you know you're nearly done.
How does he feel about
that? Ben, of course, who's running the whole show, and we've just finished doing this big pour, fabulous work. And so everyone else but me's got a bloody beer. What's wrong with this story?
I don't know.
So that's them. But back to the. Do you want to say anything else about anything, Ben?
It's really good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. I'll see you. We'll be up like probably start of the year. We'll come up, and so we'll just rock up at
Looking
your
forward
house.
to it.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah,
We'll,
sounds,
we'll
Just
have,
ring him up. He does.
sounds great. Always welcome.
yeah, yeah, good
He
man.
does answer from time to time.
No, I'm just coming.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. So that's the story when I've gone feral, and this is where we've been shoveling all of the sand out and doing all the stuff. And here's the wizard. They call him the wizard.
Who's the
That's right.
wizard? Oh, is that Daniel?
Could be.
Yeah,
Could
yeah.
be, but
Hey,
no
Dan.
names, thanks. No names. No
Whatever.
names.
I don't give a shit.
Even watching shovel for me.
So
Put my shovel back while I think of it.
all right, give us the face cam. Go find somewhere
that-
still, and Go find somewhere with good signal.
Yes. I'll go back to where I was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've got to go and get a beer, though. There's something really important about drinking beer at the
Yeah,
end.
go get a beer.
I think so. If we lose signal, it's just part of the
Doesn't matter.
realities. We're on the Telstra network, and it's considered the most robust around here, and it is. But even that, you can't things. And I think they've got satellite hookup out here, or they've got some booster. I don't know how it all works. So here's the lovely little car that's serving well for about 16 or 18 years. And it's got the little thing. I'm all ready to drive down to Melbourne. I'm leaving here on Monday morning, and then I'm going to be overnighting in Bairnsdale. I should be in Ferntree Gully come Tuesday.
Cool.
Now that you people are all out of lockdown.
Out of lockdown.
And of course, we've got to do a free ad every time. Can you see that?
Not well.
Palm Creek. How's that?
I think your verbal. Oh, it's coming through okay. It'll do.
Is it Palm Creek? Note.
This is a sensory nightmare, by the way. Like, the sooner you can get to any sort of reception and stop waving the camera around, that would be great. I'm sure
I know. I'm just showing. This is what you do when you
go feral. Yeah,
You've got your little solar thing. That's the theme for today. You got to drink beer at the end of a pour, and so if you're watching in Istanbul, this is just the way we do it, which is much culturally the same as all over the world forever. And I must get my hat, because although it's largely cloudy here, it still does burn this old Nordic Celtic. So yeah, I'm nearly ready to drive off. I'm 3/4 packed. So next time I might be seeing you, Sam might be in Ferntree Gully.
Yeah, well, let's keep personal chat for off the thing. Like, not that I like. Who cares? But like, as in like, no one's gonna mind. But like, let's keep it. All right. How much battery you got left? What's our burn rate here?
Oh yeah, good question. We're on 47%. We're laughing.
All right. Okay. Well.
I'm nearly on my
there.
sit down place.
We're nearly at the sit down.
I'm on my sit down place. I've got my beer, which is now open.
All right.
And I'm sending in. Here's to all things to do with feral. Be nice to each other, loving feral, we call it. Bega Bush feral, and it's very good. And
how do they all feel about this terminology? Have you been saying that all morning? Like,
I'm the narrator. I get to make up any language, because that's been my job for decades, and people expect and respect and generally are happy that I can articulate so well.
Okay. So what in that case, if we're happy with so what do you mean by feral? Like, what does that mean? Like, what's the story behind that? Because a lot of people don't have any context here.
It's a good question. Let me answer. With feral, if you consider a near opposite, and there's a big broad grey spectrum from black to white and all the colours in between. But the idea of feral is at one end more respectful, loving feral, and at the other end there's conforming and constricted and constrained. So part of feral is to do with not necessarily having a regular 9-to-5 job, not necessarily having a boss or a boss in a big hierarchy or organisation, probably not living in normal suburbia. And feral's often associated with going bush, of heading away from the towns and the cities, and maybe doing it a bit rough, maybe setting up your own soul or your own water, as happens right through this Bega Valley and many other countercultural groups and individuals across Australia, and no doubt the rest of the world.
Okay, so what is it? What's feral? No 9-to-5, no boss, go bush. Sounds fucking nice. Sounds good. That's my dream. I like.
It's everybody.
I like
it's
my boss.
everybody's dream.
That's actually almost worse. It's almost worse when you like your boss. Well, it's great.
You
Like,
can't
I
have
like.
to be-
I like my boss, but you know, it's like I'm joking. He watches this. He's like one of the few people who watches this. I like you, Trent. You're my friend, but that's the problem.
What about all of our Istanbul viewers?
The only real audience of this show is the AI that sits at the end of the amalgamation of all the global intelligences that then experiences all human history digitally at once. So that's who
And
we're
no
talking
one
to.
cares about that.
Well, except for it, which is us.
Well, yeah, but it is dealing with 8 squillion billion bits of data every micro millisecond, and we're just some of those little tiny micro millisecond, and it just doesn't care.
Now it doesn't care, but the one that sits at the end of time, that has no weighting because everything is just like a web of supercomputing, it sits on a like supercomputing infrastructure so vast that it encompasses itself and every aspect of it it loves and cherishes, and every minute detail that is absorbed in its millions of years it experiences at once, because to a computer there's no difference between now and before, because everything is before.
Well, always everything is before, whether a computer or not. And if you got a computer that runs on projections algorithms, then maybe there is a future if it's trying to work out the best routes. Sarcastic, not sarcastic. I can't remember the word.
Stochastic. I don't know what that word means, but I've heard it in reference to
It
that.
means that in real time, you keep making microscopic adjustments to what is possible and continually choose the right route. And it was developed particularly amongst transport moguls and their computer minions to figure out the best way to get parcel A from B to point C in the shortest way with the least traffic lights, and real time. Stochastic is the word, and it's a concept that allows machinery to envisage a future and thus steer a path of least time equals least cost equals greater efficiency. So computers do look into the future. And the other point, you know, because I'm slightly argumentative this morning for no reason, is that you base your premise on the idea of at the end of time, and that works for me about as well as the idea of the beginning of time.
Well, I guess like at a point so far in the future that it's irrelevant.
Wait on, I've got to do some trail work. Here's one here, and I had another one somewhere else. This is probably the best one.
Oh my god!
Polish food.
I don't know. All
This
right,
is our
it's
feral
feral.
one.
I know
We
it's a
won't
feral session. All
We
right,
won't do many.
I get you.
That was special sound effects. We won't do many feral ones, but we'll do some feral ones.
Alright,
That wasn't as
alright,
good as the one we've got. I do have another one.
Oh, cool. Hang on, I'm just gonna mute
No,
you
no,
for a
no.
second. Are you about to just tell me if you're gonna do any like hectic noise? It's fine. I can just drop the volume.
What's happened next?
Just tell me if you're gonna make a loud noise.
Oh, yeah, no, I won't make another loud noise.
This is
I
fucked.
did bring two. Is it?
It's funny. Like it would be funny for anyone that drops in, I'm sure. It's like moderately hellish for me though, because I'm here the whole time. And I have the same response to chaotic stimuli that you do, depending on your mood. And my mood is highly strung. But that's okay. I'm sure this is funny for anyone else, because they're like, oh look,
I can
Sam's...
see the lag that you've got on say sitting here now. We're down to 36%, so we're doing very well.
Yeah, we're killing it. All right. So, yeah, look, let's not do the machine intelligence thing, because it's something we're thinking a lot about, and like we can't talk properly, and you'll just be a little stinker. You'll go feral on me.
Nah. Okay, let's go back to our main theme today,
the
because
air.
that's just a physical setting for why we're not, at my laptop and all the rest of it.
Yeah, sure,
I mean,
sure.
for heaven's sake, I've got gumboots on.
Got bloody gumboots on. You're going bloody feral.
Oh, mate, this is real life. Sorry to interrupt everybody's dream of just a Sam and Dad talking head show.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
Thinking about fluid air, thinking about the density of air, and let's segue into that main topic for today. And it goes like this. Are we ready?
Uh-huh. Lay it on me,
Okay,
Papa.
it goes like this. Anyone who's ridden a motorbike knows that you get above about 120 kilometres an hour. Let's pretend you're on a straight road, no crossroads, good surface, no police, and you're on somebody else's bike and it's really big and powerful, and they said, open it up. And you're thinking, this is your one chance in life. So you crank it right up to 180, 190 kilometres an hour. Anything over about 120, which is what I used to like to cruise on when I had bikes forever, when I was young and wasn't quite so broken by coming off motorbikes. You get over 120 kilometres an hour, and quite rapidly the air drag starts to get strong. You get over 140, you've got to really hang on and lead in. 160, it's thick stuff. And so you think of, you've got big wind-driven ships like the Bounty. You've got big wind-driven ships like the Endeavour, Captain's Cook ship. Tens of tons, hundreds of tons. They're driven around the world by moving air. They're driven onto rocks. You get huge storm surges, both in cyclones and onshore. Huge gale force winds will push seawater, literally will push seawater up. In one case, evidence in Queensland from 1908, when a lot of people drowned, North Queensland, will push water up to 10 metres above the normal high tide. That's done by air, and air is really, really thick, powerful stuff. You compress it, you put it into your tyres in your vehicles, and it stops all of the little bumps and that from being felt through. Air's really fabulous, and it's underrated.
Yeah, well, I think like my commentary is, like what I was saying before, is that air, I had this experience where we were at Bega for about 6 months, and then I think that like September, I can't remember, the windy period, it was so windy for so long, and I kept getting all these like visual feedbacks of like waking up and seeing trees falling down, but also just this sense that when I was outside at certain points, it was like, at any point at like some tin or something could come past, it was really windy. And the whole time, like, I was pretty impressed. Like, I was like, the roof's going to come off. And, like, it didn't. So, shout out to you. But that house is definitely equipped to give you a sense of the velocity of the air. Do you know what I mean? And so, I spent basically, like, 2 months in a hyperbaric air, like, accentuator. And I came out of it, like, to this day, I think I've also become... Like, I think I've always had a bit of sensory sensitivity. Like, things that, like, like, for example, when, like, like cooked sounds on Zoom streams or whatever. Like, so I think that plus now, like, I have this sensory overload from the air a bit, but also I think that triggered and created sort of like this kind of like fear of it. And also just like, yeah, it fucks you up. I'm just like, this is like, there's nothing in the city, like cities are designed to not have things that fuck you up if the air's blowing. So like we kind of have learned to, tune down our like risk of it. And Melbourne's so windy as well. And also, I think partly it's just growing up in Queensland. Like, I'm like, no, this wind can wreck your, like, destroy your house. Like, it's not just like, it's not just like a, like, yeah, it's a force. And I was like, what is the force? Because I was like, kind of like joking about my relationship with wind. And I'm like, well, it's the air, like the air molecules, but it's also, I guess, the properties that create the wind, which is like gravity and the moon and shit. So I was like, really, my relationship with wind is partially my relationship with the moon and the Earth's gravity as well.
Well, certainly sun as well in that mix of what
of course.
Wind.
What makes wind? That's my question.
Yeah, with its differential heating of that little envelope. Now let's just pan out. See planet Earth is the lovely blue ball that we've seen so many images of from spacecraft and so on. And two things. One is that the average depth of the ocean, 73% of the surface is ocean. And the average depth of that ocean is, if you looked at an A4 sheet of paper, the thickness of that paper to the total surface area of the oceans is the same. So oceans average very, very thin against the bigness of the ball of the spinning with the crust and the molten and the spewing out in particular points from time to time that many have seen on TV recently. That thin average crust, 24 kilometres thick. Above all of those hard or fluid things, you've got this gas. And we go, oh, yeah, gas. And we see all the diagrams when we're kids, the big, thick atmosphere with the lower atmosphere. And we kind of all know now a jet flies at about 5 kilometres because below that, the air is quite dense and thick. And so you need a lot more energy to push through it. So you barrel up to about that stratosphere, just substratosphere, and away you go. But again, you imagine the thickness of that main lot of the dense air versus the overall globe, the Earth. And if that were translated into a sheet of A4 paper, guess what? It's about the same average thickness. So all of the diagrams we got as kids with the ball in the middle and the big thick and the stratosphere and the atmosphere and all the other bits. Hey, we found my trowel. About time. And feral interruptions. And so we've got that same thing, that this precious thing, which the outer layer that we know as the ozone layer because of the slow accumulation, help yourself, but the slow accumulation of ozone over just geologic time. In the 1970s, humans said, oh, we can make all these chlorofluorocarbons, and that's good for working in our aerosol spray cans for our hairspray and all the rest of it. Oh, it's killing off the ozone layer. It's destroying it. Literally, the chemistry's chewing it up from these chlorofluorocarbons from the hairspray and all. And if we keep doing this, the ultraviolet will come in and kill all life forms. And humans are going, but we've got a right to make a profit. We've got a right to make this hairspray with these compacted chlorofluor which we made up. You know, this is our livelihood. It's jobs. Echoes of coal, do I hear? Echoes of asbestos, do I hear? Echoes of, what else is it? Nicotine and so on, tobacco. And that's all happened. And it's all about air. Air's really important, and it's thick. All praise to air.
All praise to air. I don't feel like we said, I don't feel like we actually got what makes the air in that scenario. Or did I miss that?
I missed the last bit of what you said there. You didn't think we what?
I don't think we actually got what makes the air.
Oh, what makes the air?
Or not the particles, the movement. Air it's the combination of oxygen moving, right? Like what gets it,
Air's good. Air goes like this, the rough composition, the big lumpy bits of what air is.
No, not the 80%. Physical properties, like what makes the air move?
Oh, Brownian motion is the science short answer. Air, let's just imagine a real component of air, and our all life depends on it, is water vapor. So a bit of air is water vapor. It's going around there and then it goes, I'm sick of just being free H2O molecules bouncing around water vapor. Evaporated water becomes part of air, becomes part of the atmosphere. And then it goes, getting cold. Oh, where's some mates? It's fucking cold around here. And it starts clumping up. Oh, little droplet. Oh, we'll call the humans, we call them clouds. There's plenty up here right now, out in feral land. And so it forms little droplets, and then it goes, it's colder. It's just, let's really clump together. We'll make little droplets. I know, I'm sick of being up here in the and the gravity lunch is ready, feral land. And so that's what happens at falls is rain, and because it occupied a lot of space bouncing around as molecules, and then it occupies a lot less space, it condenses into water droplets and falls, then you get low pressure. Battery may run out soon. Lunch is ready.
All right, well, take us home. Wrap us up. I think I get it. I get how air moves.
The components of air are mainly nitrogen, oxygen, and lots of little things, including all the methanes and the carbon dioxides, which have trebled since the Industrial Revolution, holding more heat in. Not a good look. God, that lunch is a good look. Wait, I'm part of feral. Following the lunch.
What are we looking
The
at?
money's on the lunch.
What's on the table?
This is lunch.
Oh,
with burgers.
burgers! Oh my fucking god! I'm gonna get a burger. I feel like I'm gonna get
This
it.
is lunch with-
I deserve smoko as well.
We got a chef living next door, and she's feeding us.
It's
No
a tough
way.
gig. One of the many, and she's a great singer.
Wow.
So anyway, my battery's getting down. I want to eat my burger, and next week we should be coming from. I should be in beautiful Victoria. Boo! I mean, yay! I mean,
Yay!
boo! Yay! I mean, I'll be seeing your grandma, so that's why I'm traveling. So I hope we won't do too many feral shows, but I needed to do this one.
It doesn't matter. It's like if you're happy, I'm happy.
Well, it's just
I'm not
part of
unhappy.
who-
I don't know.
It's just
Maybe
part
people
of-
will like it. Like who knows? Like I don't know what like I can do. We can do the best show ever, and no one gives a shit. So like whatever. Like maybe it's good.
Okay,
Like
audience, we need some
There is-
feedback.
there isn't enough. They all left.
Well, people might watch it later.
Maybe.
So maybe. So if you ever watch this, then give Sam some feedback about what works. I'm going to wrap up with let's do a little musical exit on the goodbye
Goodbye from Sam and Dad. Oh, I thought you.
show.
Goodbye from Sam and Dad show. Goodbye from Sam and Dad show. You just keep going. Ignore me, because I can follow you. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I'm in the bush and he's
in the
city.
city.
And
And
goodbye
from
from
Sam
Sam
and Dad
and
show.
Show.
Hey, all right. I'm hitting stop.